Thank you for joining me. Today, I'll just take a few minutes of your time to talk about an important reframe that I believe will make your practice more meaningful and more nourishing. So, last week we looked at standing poses and how to cultivate a relationship with the earth that is both stable and connected. From there, we can begin to extend through the spine. And if we look at Vandascaravelli's philosophy, she talks about this important division that happens in the back of the waist, where the lower half of the body sinks down into gravity and the upper half of the body can then extend away. Is this something that you use personally in your own practice? Is it something you've ever been interested to cultivate or felt before? So for example, this week I'll be teaching standing forward fold, and this is perhaps the easiest posture to begin to feel these relationships in. It can almost feel like we are flying out of the waist. And as we do this, the body actually takes on symbolism. So the lungs extend through the arms and the fingers to form wings, and the lower half of the body roots down into the earth. The imagery that we use is nature-based, and again, it's not a superficial labeling. It's actually a kind of lived experience that needs to be cultivated with consistency and discipline. It's not easy to feel at first, and that is because our focus is actually on awakening primal energies within the body. And in order to do that, we have to undo habits. I think the easiest way to think about it is, you have the natural ecosystem of the body, and then you have human habits that form like a psychosomatic armoring around the body. They constrict the body's natural expression. But fortunately, with intelligent practice, like the practices offered through this channel are teach us how to build a relationship with every subtle component of the body. And when we work in that way, we can work outward from the body to begin to unravel layers of habit or stress that might be weighing us down. So have a think about whether, I'd love to know kind of what your postural habits are, specifically in relation to whether you feel your practice actually addresses these. So like if we come into a practice with postural habits, like we all have them, and I know from my experience, I had the postural habits, say, of a gymnast. And so I tended to practice in a way that was kind of easy for me and was actually just compounding those old habits. Whereas in the tradition of Vandascaravelli, we are looking to challenge ourselves to practice in a way that removes those habits. So people, my teacher, Diane, she tells stories of how she could do 100 back bends, standing back bends, and she would come very proud of these abilities and would come into a class with Vanda and would just not be able to do anything, because rather than being able to follow her own habits or kind of her own ease, she was put, and we all get put into the uncomfortable position of actually undoing those habits in order for the natural expression of the body to show itself. Yeah, so is this something that you believe yourself and would like to experience? Like, how would it change your practice to know that you are uncovering a treasure in your body, as opposed to coming at it wanting it to be, you know, yeah, wanting to change your body?